Vice President Harris will be in Arizona on Friday. There is a recent poll that shows former President Trump slightly ahead in Georgia, Arizona, and North Carolina. Now, from the beginning, when things were going his way in a very big way, when President Biden was the candidate, I said, it's going to go back and forth, that this is a long way from over. And then when there seemed to be a big bunch of momentum for Vice President Harris, told the Harris supporters, probably not, I wouldn't rest easy. And they certainly aren't, as the vice president is going to be in Arizona on Friday campaigning. What will be the issues? Economy, I still think. Border, I still think. There are other issues that are important to people as you look at how the races break down. I think, from my personal perspective, some of the messages on both sides sometimes get convoluted with voters. But in this, and I've got this pile of things in front of me, and I found this to be interesting. Are there such things? Are there endorsements that you don't want? If you're a candidate, do you not want certain endorsements? Would you say it's bad for me if this group endorses me? And I would say the IRS union endorsement would be one that neither candidate wanted. Well, Vice President Harris got it. Do you think that's a win? Do you think she's going to put that on her website at the top of the list? Do you think anybody in the country is happy that the IRS endorses one of the candidates or the union? But the issue here is, what will be the deciders? People are still asking questions of the vice president being fairly vague. There's a story, they said, what's behind the best poll results for President Trump this week? The New York Times Siena survey last month had said he leads in 3 of the Sun Belt states. And another part of this has to do with the oil and gas industry saying this could be very bad. There are others saying tax plan. In the end, is this a personality contest? If it's a personality contest, if it's about who we like more, not we like better, or I should say who we dislike least, I think she's got the edge, just being honest. I think that there are some Republicans that are not big fans of his. I think there are some independents that don't like the delivery, the brashness, the lack of humility. The Trump supporters love it. The Trump supporters love that brash, in-your-face, we're going to take it to you attitude. They do. They feel like they've been trampled upon and ignored for far too long. And in some cases, I don't necessarily disagree with them. When you see working class Americans who have largely been aligned politically, or not aligned, categorized politically with the Democratic Party, that Democrats have said they're fighting for the middle class and they fight for the working class. There are a lot of working class conservatives out there that feel as if they've been left behind. That this vision about wealth and this vision about other things, that working class, the working class that is not in favor of all of these welfare programs and the arbitrary raising of minimum wage because it squeezes middle-class workers. If you are a tradesman or woman like I was, if you are right now out there working your job, driving from job to job on a job site, you're making $20-something an hour, and you've got what's considered to be a middle-class life, a comfortable middle-class life, especially if you're a 2-income household. But you watch I've been talking about this before. I've got the best insurance people in the business. My insurance broker here in the city, in the Valley, is, in my estimation, the most conscientious, best people around. I'm certainly not their biggest client. Certainly not their biggest client. Had my business insurance with them, homeowners, auto, all of that. But I don't have my business anymore. They keep me on as a client, and they're always looking out for me. A couple of months ago, I told you, for no reason, my automobile insurance doubled. I don't have any crashes. I don't have any tickets. But because of circumstances around the country, apparently, my automobile insurance doubled. I'm at the lowest risk group there is. 57 years old, no tickets, none of it. My insurance doubled. I just got a message this morning. My homeowner's insurance is coming up for renewal. My homeowner's insurance doubled. My home has not gone up in value in where I live now as dramatically as the other house I have, the rental house I have, has gone up in the last 5 years. And yet in the span of 1 year, my auto and my homeowner's insurance has doubled. So if you're one of those working class families and you've got children, these are the people we're talking about, these working class conservatives that have been categorized with the Democratic Party. I understand why they feel like they don't have a voice. And when somebody like Donald Trump, a super rich billionaire guy, comes out and speaks their language and says, I'm going to cut your taxes, or I'm going to cut your boss's taxes so your boss has more money to pay you. They love it. They love how brash he is. They love that he hates the media. I love that he calls them fake news. They love all of that, all of it. But there are others that don't. If it's a personality contest, I believe she's got the edge. There are questions from not just me, not just Fox News, not conservative outlets. There are questions about her lack of specificity in the things that she talks about. The non-answer she gave in that interview where she talked about her lawn and all that stuff. Let me start with, I was raised in, it's become the beginning of every dumb answer on social media. It's become a spoof on that answer. Oprah, by most accounts, had to bail her out on a couple of her other answers. She hasn't been specific. So if it's an issue-based contest, I think he has the edge. But this ballot breakdown, what we're going to see between now and November, which is, we are sprinting toward this election, who campaigns the best, who speaks to the hearts and minds of the independent voters, who is relentless and tireless in how they approach this race. And it's going to be that close. It is going to be that close, without a doubt.
Thanks for watching the Mike Broomhead Show. Tap to watch the first season of Amazing Arizonans, a KTAR News podcast. You can also click the button in the middle to subscribe.